So last week I recorded and I edited a video for the Chase Sapphire Preferred because of its amazing 100,000 point sign-on offer. This was an incredible opportunity, and just as I was finishing editing, ready to post the video, this happened. The news dropped that in just a day, October 7th, the promotion was going to expire and my video would essentially be useless, as well as the fact that this card was an incredible offer that was now going away, with it going to drop from 100,000 bonus points to what it is now, 60,000 bonus points, effectively dropping the value of potential earnings from $1,500 to about $800 to $900. Now, as much as that's still a great offer, a lot of people are really upset that this went away, and the people that were too late to sign up or didn't know about this card really missed out on a great opportunity. That was until I checked today, and I figured out that even though the promotion offer is gone, the offer in my description is still valid for the 100,000 point sign-on offer. So I intend to still show you my video that I edited before. I'm throwing this at the beginning just to let you know that while the 60,000 bonus offer is what's available currently on their website, if you use the link in the description, for right now, it is available for the 100,000 point sign-on offer. I don't know how much longer they're gonna let that link be valid, so go ahead and check it before you watch the video if you want. The link is in the description here. I'll put it at the very top. But if it is still not valid, then check this out. See if 60,000 points is still worth it to you. I still think it's a great value regardless. But if you want to be able to get that extra $700, $600 value, then I highly encourage you to click that link and sign on if you like this video and if you think the card is worth it for you. So with that, let's get into the video. What's up, you guys? Burke here from Burke & Bree, and today I want to talk to you about the Chase Sapphire Preferred, which is the #1 best card in the travel hacking game right now. This video is going to be geared towards people that are spending typically between $500 to $2,000 per month in everyday spending. Now, this video is part of our How to Buy Free Travel series, our travel hacking series that helps you figure out how to get very cheap travel and sometimes free travel just by using your everyday spending. If you want to know more about this or figure out what best cards to start out with, then you're going to want to go over and check out my previous video, and that's going to show you how to get started and the best cards for getting started and for building credit score. I also break down in that video how to increase your credit score, so if you're looking for information on that, then you're definitely gonna wanna go check out that video. This is our first video for you opportunists that are spending between $500 to $2,000 per month. We do have a playlist. This is the first of those videos, so keep watching. We release a video every month for you that is going to cater towards your budget and your lifestyle. Now, before I get started, I do want to say there's some other really good credit cards that are in this tier, but I just think that the Chase Sapphire Preferred is so many levels above all of those other cards that it's not even worth having a debate on which card is better. This card is the best card for this middle tier. If you're looking to elevate your travel hacking game, if you're looking to get into travel hacking and you already have good credit, this is going to be the card that you want to start with. This is the card that is going to get you in the game and get you earning points at a very high level so that you can be getting a ton of free travel right out the gate, and then everything you do from here is going to just be adding on to that. But if you're starting with credit card, travel hacking, credit card utilization, you're going to want to get into this card before you do anything else, because right now it has the best credit card offer that it has ever had up to date. So I'm gonna take a few minutes and I'm gonna break down all of the amazing benefits that come with the Chase Sapphire Preferred card and why I think you should be signing up for this card yesterday, because this seriously is the best offer I have ever seen on a credit card, with maybe one exception, and if you want to know what that exception is, then you're going to want to check out next week's video. If I could do nothing else for you today, then convincing you to get this card, sign up for this card, and take advantage of this amazing, incredible offer they have going on right now, then I would consider this a win if I can convince you guys today. Now, if you do like this video, I would appreciate a like. Obviously, that's great for the YouTube algorithm, but it also tells people that what I'm saying here is some good information so other people can know to check out this video as well. Hopefully get some people some free travel. But also, if I do convince you today, then go ahead and comment below and let us know that you signed up for the card. And if you do decide to sign up, you can use the link in the description. That is a great way to support the channel, and it gives us feedback to know that we're doing something good here. So thank you guys so much for that. Now, before we break down the card, I want to talk talk about the term of the day, which is CPP, cents per point. This term refers to the valuation of the points that you get when you're redeeming travel rewards through these credit cards. This is an extremely important thing because a lot of people get blinded by the 100,000 points, 50,000 points, 250,000 points, and it's very easy to get bogged down and say, oh, that must be a really good amount, or you don't trust it and you think, well, that's worth nothing. Now, it's important to remember those points are only worth what you can redeem them for. But the big problem you run into is you get these big sign-on bonuses, but you don't exactly know what these points are worth. And for that reason, there's some really great websites out there that have actually figured out what they can redeem them with on the website. For example, Chase Sapphire Preferred has the ultimate rewards points. So when you sign up for the Chase Sapphire, you get their ultimate rewards points, and their points are valued between 1.0 to 1.5 cents per point, which means if the valuation, 100,000 point sign-on bonus, then you are getting effectively $1,000 to $1,500 because it is 1 point is equal 1 to 1.5 cents per those points. This changes for every single point system. So it's important to look at every reward system. You can check. The Points Guy has a really great resource that will break down these point valuations. So you can check out thepointsguy.com. I'll put a link in the description so you guys can check that out. But if you're going through and you're trying to figure out, well, how much exactly are these points? Typically, the credit cards will tell you about how much you're going to redeem them for, but these redemptions will change, which is why it's important to always check that on thepointsguy.com. They will give you that kind of information. And every video that I'm going to make, I am going to break down the cents per point as I've seen them as well. So that's why the term of the day, cents per point, is extremely valuable to know, and I will try to mention every video that I recommend cards, what the value of those points are worth, and I will give you a CPP value as well. So that's the term of the day. I'm gonna try to give you a term every week when I make these videos. I'm also gonna give you a tip at the end of the video, and that tip today is going to be how to meet your minimum spend requirements. So if you wanna know how to easily meet your minimum spend requirements that you have for these cards, then I'm gonna give you some really savvy tricks that are gonna help you kind of bypass the system without increasing your everyday spend. You can still meet these larger sign-on bonuses with relative ease. So with that said, let's get into the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now, I signed up for the Chase Sapphire Preferred 2 years ago, and let me just say, this was one of the best decisions I have ever made for my travel. I actually just redeemed a good amount of those points for free flights that I'll be taking later this year. I will be putting a vlog on the channel for my trip to Park City, Utah, that is going to break down how we got that entire snowboard trip for $23. So definitely stay tuned for that because this card played a role in that. Now, when I signed up for the Chase Sapphire Preferred 2 years ago, it had a sign-on bonus of 60,000 points when you spend $4,000 in the first 3 months. I'm gonna talk about really creative ways at the end of the video how you can spend that $4,000 and not have to increase your actual spending. I'll talk about that at the end of the video, so stay tuned for that. But 60,000 points for $4,000 in spending in the first 3 months, that was a relatively good deal. That was a pretty good deal. I mean, you're looking at getting roughly $700 to $800 in travel rewards with spending $4,000. So you're looking at a 20% return on your everyday spending. You can't even get that in most stocks or other investments that you do. To get a straight up 20% return on not investments, but just investing in your groceries, in your gas, in going out to eat that you normally did, in your date nights, in work travel or expenses that you have, the car troubles. All of those things that you everyday spending, rather than putting that into an investment account where you're gonna get like 7 to 12%, instead you're putting it in your everyday spending that you already have, and you're still getting 20% back. So really good redemption that I thought, wow, that's an incredible offer. I'm really glad that I got to take a part of that. Of course, I'm gonna sign up for this card. So obviously I thought, wow, 60,000 points, that's a great deal. But just recently, as the world is starting to unfall apart, Chase decided to up their game, and they decided 60,000 points, 20% return on spend is not enough. And they increased it to 100,000 points when you put $4,000 on the card in the first 3 months. Now, Chase Ultimate Rewards points are valued between 1 to 1.5 cents per point. For 100,000 points, you are looking at $1,000 to $1,500 in travel rewards for spending $4,000. If you can meet that with your everyday spend, or if you can check the end of the video where I give you the creative ways to meet that goal, then you are getting effectively between 25 to 35% return on the spending you had to do already. $1,500 is a free vacation. That is a free weekend getaway for somewhere lavish, or multiple free flights. So you can really get that redemption. But the benefit of Chase Ultimate Rewards, as you progress further into the travel hacking game and continue watching these videos, start getting into the program, start signing up for the cards, I'm gonna continue making videos that are gonna talk about not even just how to use those at the 1 to 1.5 cent per point range. I'm actually going to teach you how you can use those 100,000 points and actually get valuations of upwards of 2 to 6 cents per point by using transfer partners. So I'm going to break all of these different things down in future videos. 100,000 points is $1,000 to $1,500 minimum. That is the minimum you're going to get for getting that 100,000 points on the sign-on bonus. So that's just something that you get in the very beginning. After signing up for this card, in the first 3 months, you're already gonna have $1,500. Now, it is important to note, if you sign up for a Chase Sapphire card before the Chase Sapphire Preferred, the Chase Sapphire Reserve, then you do not qualify for this unless it's been over 48 months. You also are earning points through the spending of that $4,000 as well. So not only are you just gonna have that $1,500, but you're also gonna have somewhere between $20 to $200 in additional rewards for hitting that $4,000 spend, depending on which categories you end up spending in when you're meeting that goal. With this card, you get 5x on travel booked with the Chase portal. You get 3x on grocery stores and select streaming services, and you get 2x on every other type of travel expenses. Additionally, you also get 5x on Lyft until March 2022. You get 3x on eligible takeout and dining, and you get 1x on everything else. Additionally, at the end of the year, they are giving an annual boost of 10% on your points. So whatever points you earn in that year, they're going to give you an additional 10% on those points. There are a lot of really good points you can earn from here as well, but what's also more important to note is that if you checked out my video last week about the Chase Freedom card, that card partners really well with this card because that is a card that you can sign up for, earn ridiculous redemptions on, and then you can transfer those points over to the Chase Sapphire Preferred card where they are worth 25% more. So check out that video if you want to learn how you can combo that card with this one. Additionally, you are also getting a $50 statement credit on travel that you can use to book hotels. So if you book a hotel on this card, not only are you getting the flat 2% or 5% if you spend it through the Ultimate Rewards travel panel, but then you are also getting an additional $50 that's just going to get redeemed back to you. You buy the hotel on your card and they just give you a flat $50 back. Additionally, you also get DoorDash Dash Pass for as long as you have this card. So if you really enjoy DoorDash, then you're going to save a lot in those additional fees that are no longer applied to the card if you use this card to book DoorDash. They'll also give you $60 statement credit if you use Peloton. So if you have one of those Peloton digital classes or one of the subscriptions, they will refund you $60 of that subscription. So that's good if you use Peloton. I don't know how many people use Peloton or if it's that big, so if you use it, $60, that's free. You also get 5x on Peloton equipment, which I don't know how many people are buying Peloton equipment, but if you do, 0 foreign transaction fees. You also get a car rental collision damage waiver, and you also get trip cancellation and trip interruption insurance. So if there's like a legitimate reason why you had to cancel a flight, if you book that flight with this card, it's an insurance to help get you your money back. A lot of flights won't do anything for you, even if you had an emergency and you couldn't take that flight. But if you have an emergency that you can prove and you bought the ticket with this card, it will insure you for that money back. You also get baggage delay insurance, which there was a vlogger I used to watch a while ago, which actually was able to use this. They took a trip to Iceland, their bags didn't show up for 3 days. Chase Sapphire Preferred actually gave them a stipend every day to buy clothes and cover everything that they needed while those 3 days they were going without clothes. So Chase actually gave them money to buy clothes so that they wouldn't have to worry about their luggage being missing for the 3 days while they waited for it to show up. Now this card has a $95 annual fee, but it's important to note that you have that fee once a year and you are getting $1,500 in free travel. You are getting free Dash Pass, a $50 hotel credit, $60 on Peloton subscriptions, and a bunch of other things. You're gonna make 15 times your annual fee in travel in the first 3 months, in addition to all of those other benefits that you get. If you do not plan to go on travel, or you do not want to travel, you're not a person that likes to travel, then this card is not for you. But if you do like to travel and you think you're gonna spend more than $95 in travel anyway, which you're gonna pay more than that in a hotel for one night. So why not put the $95 annual fee as your travel expense, and then the rest of the trips that you take for the whole year are going to be covered by this card, and you only put $95 down. To pay $95 for a $1,500 vacation, I would say is worth it to me. Again, I think that's a great value. I've done it myself. I'm still using those points. It is just an incredible opportunity that I think is worthwhile for everyone. So if you want to travel this year or next year and you're not sure how to do that, start saving up now by getting into travel hacking, signing up for this card first, then maybe the Chase Freedom Flex to start earning more points for it. It also has a sign-on bonus that you can take advantage of. And then you can down the road start getting more and more cards that are helping to accelerate your options. There's a lot of good opportunities with the Chase Sapphire Preferred, and in a year, if you decide you don't want it anymore, you can downgrade to avoid that annual fee, or you can upgrade to get even further benefits and rewards and level up your game even further. So this card, in my opinion, is the best in the game, and I promise you, if you sign for this card, you're not going to regret it, and you are going to be living lavish, and people are going to be wondering why you have all these cool vacations, how you're affording it, and you could tell them that you know because you smashed the like button. I mean, wait, sorry. You could tell them that you got all of this travel just by putting money on your card that you already had to anyway. If you decide to sign up for the Chase Sapphire Preferred, make sure you use the link in the description. We'll give you the most competitive offer, and it's a great way to support the channel. I really appreciate it. Now, I know for a lot of you that $4,000 can be daunting to reach in 3 months. How do I know I can spend $4,000 on that card in 3 months? And I can tell you there's some really creative ways to do it. And that brings us to the tip of the day, how to meet minimum spend requirements. Now, if you watched last week's video, I already talked about what the minimum spend requirement is. So if you haven't checked out that video, please go back and watch it. Free cards, really great opportunity travel cards, and the perfect cards for getting started. Go check that out. Now, there are some really creative ways to reach your minimum spend requirement. If you're spending somewhere between $1,400 to $2,000 per month, then you are going to reach this minimum spend requirement in 3 months anyway. But if you're not, and you're trying to figure out, well, how exactly do I do this? There's a couple ways. I'm gonna give you today 5 ways that you can reach your minimum spend requirement. I promise you by the end of this, you are going to know exactly what you're gonna do, and I think you're gonna feel way more confident about getting this card. The first and probably best way to meet this minimum spend requirement is talk to people. Ask people around you, friends, family, anybody that you know that has a big expense coming up. Say, hey, are you buying any appliances? Are you going on any travel coming up? Are you doing anything that is expensive soon? And offer to put it on your card. Talk to them before you sign up the card. Say, hey, I'm thinking about signing up for this card, but I have to hit the $4,000. Is there something that I can buy for you that you can pay me for? And it's a simple thing like that. A lot of people are worried about credit cards, but if they can Venmo you and you trust that person to send you that money, then book something for them or buy their appliance. Buy your mom's new refrigerator. Buy your brother's washing machine. I've done this with parents, grandparents. I've done this with siblings. We just add one extra step to this transaction, but I get this benefit of the minimum spend. If you do that, that's a big chunk right there. A big appliance, a flight, something like that is going to close that gap between where you're at and meeting that minimum spend requirement. The second thing I would offer is always pay for dinner. Now, I do not mean just be this baller that is like, hey, I got you, I got you, I got you. But every time that you go out to dinner with friends, with family, you put the card down. A lot of times, the waiter doesn't want to split the check. It's a hassle for everyone to split the check. Say, I will put everything on my card, and then everyone send me what their meals were worth. You go out to eat with a couple friends or with a family, that could easily be a couple $100 there that you could put on your card. You get reimbursed for all of it through your friends or family or whoever it is. That was money that you didn't have to spend, that you still didn't spend. All you do is you put it on the card, people Venmo you or Cash App you or whatever, and then you pay off the card right away, and boom, you just put a couple $100 towards your minimum spend requirements. That's why number 2 is pay for the meals. And then number 3 is get the card around a holiday or a birthday. If you're a person that has to spend a lot of money around Christmas or a holiday or something like that where, hey, I know I have to spend a couple $100,000 on gifts or whatever amount of money it is, and you know, hey, this is gonna be big expenses I have to have. Additionally, I'm gonna have to pay for a lot of gas driving to families' houses, or I'm gonna have to pay for a lot of food. I'm gonna be going out to eat with them a lot. Then sign up for this card right before all of that. Make sure you get the card in time in the mail, so give yourself a week or two before that holiday, and then use it to buy all the gifts. Use it for the gas to get to your family's place, or the flights, or the hotels while you're in the area, the restaurants while you're going out to eat with them, buying the groceries for your family's dinner, and then having them pay you for the groceries. Say, hey, I'll go out and get the groceries today for the dinners. Plan around the holidays. We're getting close to the Christmas season, the Thanksgiving season, the Halloween season. If you sign up for this card soon, you're gonna be able to use this for all of those holiday expenses. Those rack up, so use them to get your money back. That's a great opportunity. That's why I would say the tip number 3 is to sign up for the card around the holidays. Tip number 4 is plan ahead. Do you have something that's already coming up? Maybe you have travel that's 6 months out, but you have the money for now. Buy things that you know you're gonna need in the coming months so that you save that money in the future. You spent it now, so you're not gonna have to worry about it then, and it helps reach that minimum spend. Buying gifts in advance for Christmas, or booking travel in advance. Instead of shopping at Whole Foods, which I guess would help you hit your minimum spend a little bit easier, but instead of shopping at like Whole Foods or like a local grocery store, shop at Costco and buy in bulk, because you know you're gonna need it in the future. And so it's gonna save you in the future, but it's going to help you reach your minimum spend now. Urge caution if you do buy gift cards. Sometimes if you just buy in bulk gift cards to grocery stores or Walmart or something like that, they will get flagged as manufactured spend, and you could run into an issue with your credit card company where they would be like, hey, this is a violation of our terms. If you're gonna buy a grocery store gift card, then buy it at the grocery store when you already are buying groceries. That way, instead of saying $100.00, it may say like $165.32. That's not gonna get flagged by the credit card company as much as like, hey, $200. Like that's obviously going to be bigger red flag to the credit card company. So if you are gonna buy gift cards, which again, I urge caution, do that as a last resort. If you have a couple $100s left, do that creatively. Make sure you don't get flagged. This is not a financial advice channel. This is just recommendations and hopefully trying to help with getting free travel. So that's the 4th creative way to hit the minimum spend, is to buy things in advance. And the last tip, and this is another last dish resort, is figure out if you can pay rent on credit card. A lot of renters and lenders do not accept credit card payments. However, there are third-party apps now that now act as intermediaries, that you pay them with the credit card, and then they send the bank transfer or the check or whatever's required to that lender or to that renter so that you can pay with your credit card. And then the transaction fee plus a little bit extra is tacked on. It's typically around 3% that you pay out of pocket. That company gets the extra 3% that you paid, and then they send the normal amount to the renter or the lender. Bada bing, bada boom, you hit your minimum spend. This is a last resort. Never do this unless you have to, because you're paying an extra 3% on a large amount. If you're paying $500, $1,000, $2,000 a month in rent, you're taking 3% away. Now, it's still worth it, because like I said, with a 100,000 point valuation, you're gonna get a return of 25 to 35% on that $4,000 minimum spend. So you're still getting 25 to 35% back minus 3% on a portion of that. It's still worth it to pay 1 month of rent to get that minimum spend, but it's still pulling away from your overall earnings. So I would recommend not doing this unless you absolutely have to, and your mileage may vary, and this may benefit you and someone else it might not, but it could be great. You're tacking on a 3%, but you're gaining 25 to 35%, so I say it's worth it if you have to. Don't do it if you don't have to. The best option for this is plastic with a Q at the end. It's also important to note that this is only ever worthwhile if you're trying to reach a minimum spend goal. It should not be something that you put on month to month on your card unless you are in a very niche scenario in which your renter does not charge you an additional fee to put it on your card. If you can put your rent on your card without incurring an additional fee, or you can pay your mortgage without incurring an additional fee, then you are very lucky, and you probably should put it on your card, and you could be churning out minimum spend bonuses all the time. But if you ever use a third party like Plastic or something, it's just not worth it. I wouldn't do it, wouldn't recommend it unless you absolutely have to reach a minimum spend. But if you're just doing it for points, getting points day to day, month to month, then don't do it. It's not worth the 3% you're paying. You're losing money, not gaining it. You also have to make sure that the credit card companies don't charge this as a cash advance, because if they charge this as a cash advance that is getting pushed out to Plastic, some credit card companies may, some may not, then they are going to not qualify this as qualified spend towards your minimum spend. You should just check with your issuer to make sure it's not a cash advance beforehand, or just check online. I'm sure there are websites that can find that information for each credit card company, but the benefit of Plastic is it does seem to guarantee that it won't be coded as a cash advance, so take that with a grain of salt, but that could be an opportunity for you. But there we have it, our 5 different ways that you can reach your minimum spend, and that is our tip of the day. We'll be going through tips and terms every week so that you guys can further your literacy and your knowledge on travel hacking, so that you can know way better how to earn free travel. And I'm hoping that one day you'll graduate out of my How to Buy Free Travel series, and then you'll just be on your own being able to do all this stuff. But until then, I'll do all the research for you so that you don't have to. So there we are. The Chase Sapphire Preferred is the best card in the game right now for that $95 annual fee mark. If you want to know the best high tier annual fee card with a $450 annual fee that can get you $3,000 to $4,000 in free travel, I'm going to be going through that video next week. This card is incredible. I really enjoy it. I think it's an awesome opportunity, and I don't want you to miss out on it. 100,000 point sign-on bonus is legendary, and we don't know how much longer it'll last, so definitely jump on it before the holiday season when you can take advantage of all those Christmas spends. And don't forget, if you do decide to sign up for the card, use the link in the description so that you can sign up for the card with the most competitive offer, and you support the channel while you do that. Thank you guys so much for watching today. I will be posting a video every month for the different spend categories. If you want to know which spend category you fall into, you can click this card up here and it should show you. Make sure, if you want to check out the best starter cards for travel hacking that have no annual fee, or how to build your credit score, then you're going to want to click this video, because that video also includes the one card that perfectly combines with the Chase Sapphire Preferred that I talked about today. So if you already have this card and you want to know another card that adds perfectly to the Chase trifecta, then you're going to want to click this video, watch it, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for checking out the video today. I post every Friday. Hope to see you there. See you next week.